What does it take to not become obsolete? Is there a place where the automation and the AI of the future will not be the answer? These are questions facing our society and our workforce today. Creativity, the ability to take different elements and combine them to make a greater outcome or craft a narrative that touches the human heart, may be a frontier that will use the tools of automation, yet will still need the visionary and empathetic human mind to wield. Geometric modeling is a foundational core of computer graphics technology at Purdue. Many of our students come to our department as consumers of graphics with the hopes that their passion for media will permeate into a career of producing inspiring content. While this is why many, myself included, entered into this field, I noticed too many students don't seem to find an autonomous passion after the nuances of actual production begins. Are we asking too much? Is excellence and creativity only for the few? Perhaps we have trained creativity out of the mindset of the majority of our populace. These are questions we will have to wrestle with as we evolve our pedagogical endeavors. CGT116 Geometric Modeling started out as a class that was about identifying shapes, building spatial reasoning, and becoming technically aware of three-dimensional capabilities of technology and how to manipulate them. But can we conceive more? It is postulated that the original objectives for this class and more will become fibers naturally woven into the students as they find adventure in the creative process, games and fun, if you will, in the process of design and innovation. For this pedagogical endeavor, CGT116 Geometric Modeling will be used as an experimental catalyst to try and spark that human creativity. Creativity in awakening the inner child is the first outcome the redesign of CGT116 aims at realizing. Students will use constructive play and an analog approach to bring out the creative builder that most were in their foundational years. This takes form in the literal playing with blocks, photographic lighting, and compositional techniques. Students will then learn how to recreate a similar scene in the virtual world. Along the way, students will develop fine motor skills in order to become craftspersons. This is the second outcome of CGT116, building competence in a skill. Being able to build things with their hands demands practice and forethought. Three-dimensional geometric applications are perhaps amongst the most robust and challenging to master of all software. However, the payoff has enriched our society with the likes of some of our most iconic images. Aesthetics, that is, the underlying and guiding principles of beauty and art, will be examined as a third outcome. As we strive to create virtual worlds, examination of recognizable works created with geometric modeling and introduction to practical lighting and compositional techniques will strive to introduce a foundation for students to build upon. Aesthetical choices will be quite personal and have archetypal implications as we learn from past and present masters, as it is well known that how and in what fashion we present our work may determine whether it reaches our audience. Practicality is something that is sometimes lost when being creative. While the redesign of CGT116 aims to dream, it is also the intention to have a sense of career-mindedness. For this end, learning and practicing professional methods and their vast applications is the fourth outcome of this redesign. Part of this is building and keeping an online presence. Students will learn the basics of creating and curating a free online portfolio to house their work. We will also explore many applications that can be achieved through geometric modeling. The final outcome for CGT116 redesign is a flexible delivery format that is, as I am coining it here, DLR, Distance Learning Ready. This is a personal and practical step to accessibility and preparedness for future challenges that might arrive. While this might seem like a practical reaction to the 2020 COVID-19 pandemic, for me it is much more. I did my Master's of Fine Arts online through Savannah College of Art and Design, SCAD. SCAD system, being one of the first and highest rated in online programs, taught me that any class could be set up with a dual purpose of being online or on campus with one delivery method. I took this to heart as I prepared my classes for my own students. While I have had many modules that are DLR ready, some, like my lectures, are not. How does this all come to life? Scaffolding through early low-stakes modules teach the simple processes. Students will do simple tasks like measuring their rooms and furniture and learning how to create simple primitive objects in 3D so that they can virtually rearrange their rooms. This will help them learn a complex interface in a low-stakes fashion. In the later modules, students will progressively take on more complex modeling tasks, but this will be prefaced with hands-on experience examining and playing with items that they will measure and model. A package of supplies has been assembled that is less than $65 on Amazon. When on campus, these supplies are supplied for students to work with. If and when distance learning is necessary, students can either buy the supplies used in class, or they will be provided with a plethora of references to work from in order to choose a lighting and compositional scenario that they fancy. As students understand the bridge between analog to digital worlds, a project will be introduced that can be done entirely virtually, with referential influences from the real world. Finally, students will have a project that is inclusive and asks, what is your interest? Where can geometric modeling tie into your interest? Students will then create a proposal for a final where their interest and area of research drives the outcome. So this is my CGT course redesign document. I have a different layout than the original ones that we were given, and I kind of just had to wrap my head around it in a sense that was chronological. So I kind of did it like a week by week module type of thing, and then I've just got all my different things like learning outcomes, learning objectives, lectures, assignments, labs or lab videos that I need to make, and active learning activities, small groups, assessments, and then some of these things I haven't filled out yet because I feel like these reflections will come in time as I'm working through these. So I've gotten some of the reflections in, but some of them I'm going to leave open for a later time. Some of these, I just want to say that some of these do repeat as we have the same outcome for the different modules. So they do sometimes change within a module, but also sometimes they do repeat themselves because they are actually the same assignment and have the same type of outcome. So this is just a look at that part, and the rest will be somewhat through a website. So this is my portfolio website, which I'm going to want to rehash a lot of videos, but what I do is I basically create videos online that are accessible for students anywhere that they're at, and they can go ahead and watch these videos and learn how to do all the class stuff. So you can see right here I have a COVID-19 reboot. So because we had to do new things, I went ahead and basically I've been making new videos for them as I've been at home, since these are mostly having to do with lectures and stuff like that. This is a piece of artwork that I created and I did a lecture on. And of course, this is, I take all the pictures on here too. So that's actually part of the class, is that when the students make the website, they have to put all of their own content into the website. They can't use pre-stocked content. So that's part of it. And that's it. That's pretty much the redesign, and I hope you enjoyed this presentation, and thank you for taking the time to watch. Bye.